Welcome back. It's a new episode of the Peak Signing Agents podcast and YouTube channel where me, your host, Derek Van Otten, DVO, is helping you become the best notary and signing agent that you can possibly be. I'm excited because, well, it's almost football season. Like, it's knocking on the door at the time of this recording. I love football season. I love sports. I relate a lot of being a business owner and running a business with sports. And I thought I would share something. So I am a signing service owner. I own a worldwide signing service, and we are getting bigger. We're very fortunate. With becoming a larger company, meaning we are growing and we're getting more orders, we are hiring a lot more notaries, and we see a lot of different situations come up. Questions, errors, and so forth. And so I thought with football season coming up and with what I've been seeing, I thought I'd share a story and, of course, some tips for all of you. If you don't know who the late, great coach Vince Lombardi is, he coached the Packers in the NFL to championships. One season, in the championship game, the Packers blew a fourth quarter lead and lost the game, the championship game. The very next season, at training camp, he walked into the locker room, held up a football, and said, "Gentlemen, this is a football." And they started training camp with the fundamentals: catching, blocking, running, throwing. These were the pinnacle of the peak athletes. They were in the championship game the year previous, and he started off by the season by saying, "Let's get down to the fundamentals." In this episode, I want to talk about the fundamentals of being a signing agent. Whether you are a rookie, or you're even thinking about becoming a notary or signing agent, or you're a veteran like me that's been in the business 8 years and has completed thousands of signings, it doesn't hurt to reflect on the fundamentals and remind us, all of us, what we should be doing. It's easy in any job, by the way, to get comfortable and doing maybe what's easy or you think is okay. And I thought it'd be fun or important to share the fundamentals. And again, this is for anybody. First of all, and I got my notes here just so I don't make sure I don't miss anything. But let's first talk about the lingo. All right, our notary world lingo. First of all, you don't get a license. You don't get licensed to be a notary. You are commissioned to be a notary. And so that's important. Now, also remember, some states do require you to get some type of licensing, especially if you are becoming a signing agent and doing mortgage documents. But just know, for the lingo, we are commissioned notaries. We are not licensed. And our actual title is notary public. That's our actual title. Now, for short, we are referred to as a notary. And when we're talking about multiples, I know for short, and like I do it all the time, we just say notaries, but the actual title is notaries public when you're talking plural. And just know that a signing agent, a notary signing agent or a loan signing agent, all one and the same, they are all notaries who are trained and handle loan or mortgage signings, closings. The actual title is still a notary public. A signing agent is just an extra title we have given ourselves to differentiate ourselves from a notary that does general notary work versus a notary that does loan signings. We consider that a signing agent. However, this title is still called a notary public. And also, the fundamentals you should always know your laws, your jurisdiction laws. Know them. They trump anything that the NNA will tell you or anything this podcast or YouTube channel tells you. Your state or jurisdiction's laws will always supersede that. So always follow your laws. Know them inside and out. That is the fundamentals, is to know your laws. We'll get into more of some of these. Let's get into it. The fundamentals, again, of being a signing agent. So I'm going to talk about some of the fundamentals because we are all notaries. So some of the fundamentals do go into the fundamentals of being a notary, but then also into being specifically a signing agent. Okay? First thing I got here is you should be meeting the signer in person. Assuming it's not a RON, which means remote online notarization. Assuming it's not a RON, you should be meeting the person in person. Not on FaceTime, not on Zoom, not taking someone's word for it that they signed it, but you should be meeting the individual in person. You should verify their ID. What are you looking for in an ID? Well, I'll tell you my state's laws because I know my state's laws inside and out. But the first thing I'm verifying is that the name on the document matches the name on the ID. Now, the ID can have more information than needed. So if it's John... So, okay, let's just say this. If the ID says Jonathan Joseph Doe, but the document says John Doe, that's fine. The ID has more information than the document. That's okay. I can understand that Jonathan Joseph Doe is the same as John Doe. Does that make sense? So on the ID, you're verifying the name matches. The picture on the ID matches the person that's in front of you, because again, they should be meeting in front of you. So they should have the name and picture. It should be government issued. So it should be issued by the United States of America or the state of wherever they got it from. So that's why passports and driver's licenses are acceptable. There should be a signature. Again, that's my state's laws. There should be a signature on the document. So again, like a passport or a driver's license has their signature. I had someone that gave me a passport card. And I told them I could not use the passport card because the passport card did not have a signature on it. But the passport does, or their driver's license does. And it should have some type of description to help you make sure it's them. Maybe it's height and weight. Maybe it's hair or eye color. Maybe it's their gender. So these type of things should be on the document to, again, help verify. There are some things that cannot be used, like a driving privilege. And in fact, it says on there, cannot be used for ID. But in my state, a driving privilege is not an acceptable form of identification. So for notary and signing agent fundamentals, again, you make sure the person is meeting you in person live and that they provided ID that verifies them, that fits your state's laws. Fundamentals are you should be buying a laser printer and a scanner. These are tools that you will need to have to do the job, because it must be a laser printer, and I've talked a lot in detail about why a laser printer on previous episodes you can check out, but there's a reason for it. And a scanner. A lot of companies want you to scan copies to them, and I work a lot of time direct. My clients do not need scans from me, but sometimes it's important that they do have them. If it's same day funding and it's the location is a little further away, I have to go do the signing and scan them copies because it's a 30 to 60 minute drive back to their office and they want to start working on it right away. So it's important to have a scanner and a laser printer. You want to be bonded as a notary public, but also as a signing agent, you want to be insured with error and omissions insurance. Again, I've talked a lot about that. Again, this podcast episode and YouTube episode is about the fundamentals. I'm not going to specifics because this whole podcast and YouTube channel goes into specifics. I just want to remind everyone on the fundamentals. So you should be bonded and insured is what I'm saying. You should use blue ink the majority of time if it comes to loan signings. Anything else, you can use black ink. Or if it specifically tells you what color of ink to use, then you do that. But if it does not tell you, always assume, signing agent fundamentals, that you'll be using a blue ink pen. You should know about your notary block. What should be included? Again, let me specify my state's laws. In my notary block, there should be 3 things. The location or venue, which is the state and county. The date the notarization is taking place and that I'm meeting the person. And 3, the signer's name. These 3 things must be in my notary block. And I see a lot of notaries, and even notaries that I hire 100 times, ask me questions like, hey, there's this blank line. What should I put in this blank line? But if you remember the fundamentals, that those 3 things, and I tell them this, these 3 things must be in your notary block. The location, the date of the notarization, and the signer's name. Are any of those 3 things missing? Because most likely that is what needs to be in that blank line. But if any of those things are missing, it should be written in, or depending on your state's laws, you use its own certificate. Some states require extra verbiage. I know, for example, Florida. They must say whether it was in person or if it was online. Some states require in the notary block that you put your commission expiration date. So again, know your state's laws and know what must be in your notary block. Okay. Some other fundamentals. Dress professionally. You have an important role as a notary and signing agent. You represent mortgage and title companies or law firms. Dress the part. Dress professionally. Another thing as a fundamental of being a signing agent, you want to be on time. The appointment's at 2 o'clock. You do not want to arrive at 2:01. You want to be on time, if not earlier. Another thing is follow the instructions. Some signing services, some title companies, some mortgage companies have special instructions, and they will be listed on the order. Make sure to read and follow instructions. You will get notified if there's any new notes, if there's any common mistakes, if there's anything you want to be aware of. For example, hey, we thought there was going to be 2 signers. We found out there's only going to be 1. You're only meeting with 1 of them. Anyway, respond to notifications. Let them know you got the notification. Let them know you got the updated documents. Sometimes they just uploaded updated documents. They want to know that you got them. So download them, respond. When you get an order, when you get assigned to the order, you should call as soon as possible to confirm the appointment. Even if the appointment is not until next week, still call and confirm, because a lot of times you don't know, but maybe they are telling the signers, all right, we're going to get a notary for you. They will call you to confirm. They are waiting and expecting your phone call. Call right away to confirm the appointment. Now, if you're in the middle of an appointment, that's fine, but call in a timely manner to confirm. Update the order with any questions or when it's complete. Update them so they know it's done. Don't leave them hanging. If it has scans, don't wait until you drive home and then do the completion and then start doing scans. You should update them as soon as you are done. If there's any questions during the appointment, call the signing service, call the title company, call the mortgage company. Get the questions answered. So call with questions. Make the last pickup. If it is an early enough time, you should make the last pickup. If any hiccups occur, they had questions, they had to keep calling their mortgage company, they had to keep calling the title company. Keep everyone informed of the situation if it's not going to make it. If last pickup is 4:30 and your appointment time is at 4 and they expect you to make last pickup, let them know. Communicate along the way. Hey, just so you know you want me to make the last pickup on this, but with us signing at 4 o'clock and the pickup is at 4:30, it will not make last pickup. I just want you all to know that. Communication is key. These are the fundamentals that I have for you as a signing agent. I think these are important to know and remember. And if I missed anything, please go to YouTube and comment on this episode, please. And while you're there, please subscribe and follow on any podcast platform you may listen to, and on YouTube. It helps get the message out. I am trying to help the notary community. I'm trying to help my signing service owners so that we are always hiring the best notaries and signing agents. I'm helping all the notaries and signing agents so that we show our value and worth so we get paid what we are paid, all right? This is for you. And I hope you keep doing an amazing job because you are amazing. And I'll talk to you on a new episode next week. Bye.